welcome back to Vegas Tips and Tricks for Saturday, August 31st, 2019. It's T-minus 17 for those of you in the know. Anyway, today I wanted to talk about recharging in Las Vegas. And I'm not talking about your portable electronic devices. For that, you should get one of those recharging bricks. Carry it with you, and then you don't have to go back to your room or try to tether yourself to a plug-in in a convention center somewhere. But no, I'm talking about recharging yourself in Las Vegas. Vegas is a bundle of energy, and most of you are going to be a bundle of energy when you get there. But unless you're 22 years old and regularly consume a keg of beer every night, eventually it's going to wear you down. I think in general there are two types of travelers out there. And I'll share a brief story from my childhood to illustrate this. When I grew up on the plains of Nebraska, every summer, I and my mother and father took a car trip, typically somewhere 5 to 7 days long, where we would frequently visit nearby national parks or other scenic attractions. This was something my parents very much enjoyed. And looking back on it, I'm very grateful for the times we spent together and some of the experiences that I had. My parents and myself have a very different idea of what a vacation is. For them, it was wake up at the crack of dawn, have a little breakfast, drive all day, stopping only long enough to take pictures next to various scenic attractions, always pictures that I needed to be in, and driving until, dinner time, and then finding a cheap roadside motel and a cheap diner to get some food. There might be picnics along the way, or sandwiches packed for the trip. And in the morning it would start all over again. My idea of a vacation was, let's go someplace, drive there, leisurely, and spend 3 or 4 days sleeping in and taking some time now and then through the day to go visit nearby things. And I think that may characterize Vegas travelers. And I think there are a lot more Vegas travelers who fall into the me category who've been there multiple times. When you go the first time, your idea is just go, 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 squeeze as much Las Vegas in as possible. But if you've been and are planning to go again, there's no need to try to squeeze everything into 3 to 5 nights and in the process absolutely destroy yourself. So whether you're a mom and dad traveler or a me traveler, eventually Vegas is going to get the best of you if you don't plan some recharging strategies. So a few tips on how to recharge in Las Vegas today. First off, don't stay at the cheapest roadside motel. Have a fairly nice hotel room, a place that you can go back to during the day if you just need to take a quick nap or if you just need to get away from things and rest and relax. If you're coming back to the Motel 6, no offense, not sponsored, it's just not going to be that much fun. And in the same vein, you want to try to keep where you're staying close to where you're going to be, because if not, it's going to be a pain to try to get back to your hotel room. But I find, taking an hour, even 30 minutes or a couple hours to just lay down, rest your eyes, sometimes actually sleep in the afternoon can make for a much more pleasant evening and, kind of just gets you away from the madness for a few minutes. Tip number 2, consider taking a day or two of your vacation and spending it kind of off the beaten path. Now for some people that might just be, say, downtown, which is still pretty hectic, but getting off the strip can be really nice. There's a lot of very high quality off-strip properties, and there's some that are more budget friendly. I've stayed at the Orleans many times. It's not fancy, but it's nice, it's comfortable, there's a lot to do around there, and you're not constantly surrounded by the strip madness. But places like the M Resort or Red Rock are Green Valley Ranch, Aliante, some of those places, that are a good, commute. You're not going to just, take a cab over there real quick, so you almost have to rent a car, but just getting away from the Vegas-y part of Vegas for a day or two can also help really recharge your batteries. And you're still going to be there at a casino. You can gamble, you can drink, you can eat, you can enjoy the experience, but it's a little bit more of a resort experience and a little bit less of the chaos of the center strip. Number 3, watch that alcohol consumption. You know yourself. If you're a raging alcoholic, hey, knock yourself out. But if you have a glass of wine a couple of times a week with dinner, you may want to slow down on the tequila shots. A good idea, if you're playing games and you're getting free drinks, hey, alternate. And I'm not telling you to get a water. I find those little bottles of water disturbing. I don't know where they've been. You can still order a drink, get like a sparkling water with some lime or something. Or, if you're at a bar, any bartender will make you like a quick mocktail. Have a Shirley Temple. Something that's a little bit different, a little bit interesting, and it makes it still feel like you're drinking, but you're giving your body a little time to recharge. Otherwise, it's pretty, if you got a friendly bartender, your night could be over really soon, and that's not what you had in mind either. So watch that alcohol consumption, break it up with some non-alcoholic beverages from time to time. And one other piece of advice I give all the time is don't try to pack too much into the day. Sometimes the best, sort of most relaxing experiences, at least for me, are when I'm able to like settle in on a machine and I'm winning, or at least I'm not losing, and I can kind of just lose myself for a few hours. If I have to worry about where I'm going to be at 2 p.m. and 6 p.m. and 9 p.m. and I've got that all sort of detailed out, it's a little more stressful and I'm constantly going from one place to another. Now, you know yourself better than I do. If you're more of that sort of type A personality that has to have everything planned out, then hey, you're going to be more stressed if you don't do that. But I think for a lot of us, don't overplan and give yourself an afternoon free to just do what you want to do. Along the lines of planning, plan smart. I saw a post a few weeks ago of someone on Facebook, and they were going to be in Las Vegas for a few days, and they had written down things they wanted to do on each day. And I noticed that there was like things downtown Las Vegas on each one of those days, and they weren't staying downtown. I was like, why don't you put all of the downtown activities on one day? Which, they seem pretty happy with that answer. So again, think about that. Think about where you're staying, and then think about the activities in different areas, whether it's south of where you are, north of where you are, maybe a day that you're going to go downtown, or a day you're going to take to go rent a car and go off the beaten path. So plan smart. Don't plan dinner at Hell's Kitchen and then an hour later you're going to go to the Neon Museum or something. Keep similar activities together. They'll be a lot less stressful, and you won't have so much travel time, which is either costs you in time or money. Taking a cab, it might be quick, but it's expensive. You want to take the bus. I don't find the bus very relaxing, so maybe you do. Look for places you can recharge on the go, and there's not a lot of them. The other day I made a posting. I think one of those underrated places in Las Vegas is the Mystic Falls Park at Sam's Town. It's kind of this indoor, outdoor feeling atrium place, and it's just very relaxing. You can go in there and just sit and just kind of not feel stressed, because all the slot machines, everything else, just the noise, the lights, it starts stressing you out. That's a great stress reduction spot, but you're not going to go 25 miles off the strip to do that, unless you're already staying there. There's so few places to just kind of sit down. Obviously, a lot of bigger hotels have like a convention center. Sometimes you can wander back into the maze there and find a nice comfy couch to just kind of take a break for a few minutes. On the strip, I really like the wildlife habitat at the Flamingo. Sometimes it can be hectic with a lot of people walking through, but a lot of times it's pretty quiet. And there's a lot of, there's some places you can sit down and just kind of take a load off and get away from it. And just mentally getting away from all of it is valuable. Also, I like the park Not if it's like if there's a concert or if there's a major event at T-Mobile Arena. But typically it's fairly quiet. There's not a ton of traffic through there. And there's a lot of places you can just kind of sit and chill, like little picnic tables around. And it's a good place to sort of take a break from everything. The link can be good too, but the link gets a little too busy too early. By lunchtime already you've got people lined up at the In-N-Out Burger, and the little fountain there by In-N-Out Burger is actually a nice place to sort of sit and chill, but you're looking at early in the morning maybe. So that's just me. Sometimes going for a walk is a good way to recharge and sort of get away from it, but on the other hand, you're walking so much if you're in Las Vegas that isn't necessarily going to be that comfortable for you. But if you're the kind of person that wakes up early in the morning, an early morning sort of stroll before the crowds sort of gather is also a pretty good strategy. But again, sleep. You've got time. You don't need to be up 21 hours a day. And if you do find yourself waking up early, hey, get up, do something, and come back, take a nap. So those are some of my tips for recharging in Las Vegas. I'll get a chance to try some of them out in a few weeks. Do you have any tips for how to keep going in Las Vegas? Do you call the hangover bus to come help you recover? Do you get massages? Maybe you go to the spa. Maybe you hang out by the pool. Those are some other options for people, although sometimes the pools aren't very relaxing. So if you have some tips on how to recharge and recover in Las Vegas, please leave them in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. We'll be back next week with another Vegas tips and tricks video. Until then, I hope that you have a great and lucky week. We'll see you soon.